From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into The Horse's Mouth here at Tommy Mac's at my bar, of course. It's the B. Teal segment with my good friend, Brian Sexton. What's up, B?
How are you?
Good to see you, my friend.
Always here to talk.
He brought in a former teammate, a good friend of mine, and an attorney is back as well. So we got a lot to get into, a little law, a little leadership, a little ball, all right here on the B. Teal segment on The Horse's Mouth. Let's welcome in the panel. Malcolm Anthony is first. Malcolm, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Good, thank you.
How you doing, my man?
Glad to be here. Doing fine.
What kind of law are we talking about? What do you specialize in?
Strictly criminal defense.
Really? Yeah. Oh, man, that's kind of interesting.
Helping out people at the worst times in their lives.
I bet.
Trying to preserve their freedom. And
how many private investigators do you have? How many do you...
None on staff.
Okay.
We farm that out
in the street. You need some people, right?
You sound like you know a little bit about this, Tom.
I'm watching us crime TV, right? So I feel. How long you been an attorney?
In last November, I celebrated 40 years of practicing law.
Congratulations!
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. I was a prosecutor in Duval in the 80s, St. John's in the 90s, and then went into private practice after that.
Criminal defense, always criminal defense.
Sir.
Was there ever a time, and you're not under oath, so it really doesn't matter, but was there ever a time where you're like, this person's totally guilty, and you had to defend them anyway?
We always defend anyone. Everybody's entitled to a defense and a constitutional right to have a lawyer.
Great lawyer.
That's a
Great answer. That was a great answer, right?
He's like, shut up.
He's been asked this.
He's got a stiff arm.
He's been asked this before. He's probably also been asked, how's business?
Exactly. Well, great to have you.
Thanks,
Lonnie Marts is back. What's up, my man?
How are you,
Level
sir?
the Playing Field Leadership Academy.
You know what he's doing?
Yeah.
He's growing young men so that Malcolm doesn't have clients. That's exactly what he's doing.
Out of Malcolm's office.
Yeah. How many kids are we in the academy now, Lon?
We're taking in our second cohort, which will be 10 boys, 10 more boys. So we'll be at 18. So,
18. I remember when you started it out.
Yeah.
Growing. What's the key to success in your world as you build up this academy?
Honestly, building a space where the boys feel safe. And they can learn to communicate, because I'm learning more and more every day that our young men, to keep them out of trouble, they have to learn how to communicate. And the first place they need to communicate is at home.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
Once it comes out of home.
You know, there's a point, and I don't think masculinity is the right word. I don't, it is masculinity, but it seems like more of that's coming. Like, hey, man, to be a man is what? To just take care of things. Take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. It doesn't matter who it is. Just be that leader, be that person that they can count on.
Well, and listen, because you won't say it because you're too humble. But what he's doing is doing the job of other people's fathers for them, and bringing in mentors who do the exact same thing. He's making sure that these boys have a role model, a masculine role model of what it means to be a good man, a good husband, right? A good father. And he is enacting generational change that, God willing, you see.
That is it.
He's a hero for what he's done.
No doubt.
And by the way, Darnell Wright and the folks at not Darnell Wright. Darnell at Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Darnell Wright is a right tackle for the Chicago Bears. So if Darnell Smith sees this, it was said with the best intention, Darnell. But they made a generous donation last year because they could see the results of what Lonnie and his wife Gian and their friends and that board and the people who see what they're doing. They're in the trenches doing the hard work, Tom. It's hard to be a man in this world. He's showing them how.
Yeah, Malcolm, and you got to see from your angle, man, it's spot on, right? You probably see that in your cases, lack of, influence at home, if you will.
Well, it was interesting to hear about LPFLA. And
great memory.
Many times I'll help parents with their child who's got a drug issue or something, bring them out, and I would say preserve their future, protect them and preserve their future, and they need that support. And it's kind of interesting, good to meet you, and maybe be a part of what you're doing, because I get letters from mothers. Thank you for saving my son's life.
Absolutely, I bet you do.
And you'd be a good resource.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's important, right? And it for me, like I know personally, it matters to me that I have a good reputation. You know, that's a guy, good guy.
Right.
I'm not the, you know, I don't have no halo over my head or anything like that. But that's a good individual, a good man, a good person, and that means a lot to me. And I think we had more of that, we'd all be better off.
Well, let me just, your judge jump in and ask about being Teal. This is Teal right here.
Oh,
This is Teal, even though he played for the Titans, right, at one point in time, the reality of it is that Jacksonville, and you know this having practiced law here for 40 years, it's a community filled with special people because they're willing to lend their time, their talent, and their treasure to their neighbors. This is a big, small city, and I don't know anybody in this city, present company not excluded, that I admire more than him.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say this. I got a chance to go to the Jack's Chamber. I want to say Wednesday, and there's a ship, U.S. Ramage, I want to say, has been relocated here. And the city is trying to make sure that these young sailors have somewhere to go because now you're stationed here. And I think they came from Virginia. And so all of a sudden they're here. And I was like, you know, when I think about it, and I was just talking to them about the city. I said, when I think about it, the greatest point about Jacksonville that I've learned since I've been relocated as well is that it's the people.
Oh, without
it's
a doubt.
the people. It's the gym. It's the
they care.
people.
It's a caring community.
Yeah, it's the people. We found that out when we get here as the Jaguars. We're like,
that's why you're still
here. Love us. So that was my story to them.
I agree with that, and we'll end it on this. I know this. Every charity event that I've ever been to the past 30 years is always well attended, no matter what the cost.
Yeah.
And that means this community gives a lot and cares a lot about each other.
Especially when Brian's doing the MC for them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm not saying they have an open bar. Just like this one.
That's right. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks, Brian. All right, that was great. Check out their great profiles, this conversation, and so many others, people that sit here, man, what they're doing out there in our community that's really impactful, like these three guys, I should say, right here at the bar. So until next time, stay safe out there and be cool, man. And we'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Even though we do have two different liquors, it's still one name. It's YOLO Rum, and at the end of the day, it's how you feel. And YOLO Rum, you only live once, and that's more prevalent. That's becoming more prevalent as far as the attitude and the mindset with how people live their lives. And it's not about how it used to be as far as people doing dumb stuff out here. It's more of they're understanding the value of their life. And if we can bring that presence of the meaning behind life and what it means to fulfill whatever you need to fulfill in your life that makes you feel enjoyable about what you're doing, that's what YOLO will bring out as well.